The number of migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border continues to rise. Hundreds have been kept in U.S. Border Patrol facilities. Cronkite News reporter Samantha Byrd explains what's causing the increase.
The growing number of migrant arrivals has overwhelmed the Biden administration's resources, resulting in crowded conditions. Authorities say the biggest concern is the high number of unaccompanied migrant children. This migrant came from Honduras with his wife and 2 children to Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, running from violence in his country.
Sometimes you don't have enough money, but we were able to save some money, and with that, we left.
Ortega and his family arrived in Nogales a month ago seeking political asylum. According to CBP, the number of unaccompanied children in Tucson were 4,759 in February of this year, an increase of 45% compared to the same date in fiscal year 2020. While in Yuma, authorities detained 945 to February of this year, a 104% increase compared to the same date in fiscal year 2020. As of Saturday, there were more than 5,000 unaccompanied children in CBP custody, according to CNN.
The border has never been open. The border has always been closed, and people have been deported all the time. I think the only difference is that when you do political statements, like Biden did about going back to welcoming the immigrant or the migrant, calling in a crisis, and then that way they don't pass anything at the federal level.
Salvador Reza is an activist with Tona Tierra in Phoenix. He says this crisis has deeper roots.
This crisis in reality is a process crisis. It's not really an immigration crisis, because they're deporting everybody. They're just allowing a very small number of children.
For Angela Banks of ASU Law School, the increase of migrants crossing the border may be due to misinformation among migrants.
Now, what has possibly changed is the message that smugglers and others are giving to migrants, which is there's a new administration, it's a new day. The Biden administration has been very clear about saying that our borders are still essentially closed to non-essential travel.
Yuma Mayor Douglas Nichols says they're looking for funds in order to accommodate the high numbers of migrants in the Yuma sector.
Trend has been about 300 a day, but I don't know if that's going up or going down. We've had about 1,500 migrants released into the Yuma area. A large majority of those have been COVID tested and put on transportation to other shelters.
In the meantime, Ortega and his family are unsure about their future.
I am waiting for a number in order to apply for political asylum, because I don't have any other way.
Homeland Security Secretary says the border is closed, but the U.S. will not expel vulnerable children. In the broadcast center, Samantha Byrd, Cronkite News.